Hey everybody, it's Jake here. Welcome to my channel. Anyways, I just wanted to post a video that I thought you guys might enjoy. I'm gonna try to make it where it's a funny story, but actually put a point out there to something. Used to be a martial artist, took karate, all going through other types of martial arts. That's really not the point. The point I'm focusing on here is my first karate teacher was, special forces dude, got out of the army, doing his thing and stuff like that, decided to start his own business, which happened to be a karate studio. So learning under him was a really unique opportunity because not only was one of his very first studios, to the point where he didn't even have his own business yet. He would rent out from another business owner in the nights to do his karate class before he had his own studio. So just was able to work a deal out. I was one of his first students, and I had gone on and off, to the point where I was about 14 years old and, started how to pay for my lessons there. So eventually by the time high school, it just became, much like my dad thought so, a waste of money because there wasn't really anybody I was scared of. And that's really what it comes down to. One of the greatest things that he ever taught me wasn't the physical stuff, it's the mental stuff that I learned from him, just being a karate instructor and being special forces and that kind of stuff. Like, what he really laid down was super, super important. It was that you have to be ready to fight anybody at any time. So he would run drills that I never saw in a lot of the other places I trained at with Jared, again, the multiple attacker scenes, because that was his whole point was like, you're at a bar and stuff like that, and, you've been drinking, some other guy has been drinking, you guys getting in a fight. It's not always going to be him. It's going to be him and his buddies. So you always got to be able to defend yourself. And that's really where he started, laying down of, winning a fight and getting away and being able to fight another day are two different things. So that attitude of, I will fight anyone, anytime, it doesn't matter who they are, doesn't matter where it is, was one of the greatest gifts I was able to ever have in my whole entire life. Because even then, there's been in situations where, yes, I've been, couple of big guys. Like, I'm not a small guy. I'm definitely on the big side of medium. I'm not 6'4", I'm not 6'10", I'm not 350 pounds and stuff like that. But I've been in situations where there's been a couple of dudes that are 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", that want to fuck me up. And just the fact that I was willing to square off and they could see that, and they could see that I had no fear. And not really, it's no fear. Like, you're a stupid idiot if you have no fucking fear. Like, two big guys are about to kick the shit out of you. You're going to get the fuck kicked out of you. Very good chance. It just really comes down to the question of how badly, and are you going to be able to get away with your life? So that's really the thing. But even I found in a lot of these situations is just being able to square up and be like, I don't give a fuck. I'll kick both your fucking asses right now is so huge. Just that type of mentality in life, that's what keeps you getting back up. Even when I was an MMA fighter and stuff, like, obviously I was an amateur, like, that was my goal, to get out of my back injury. I literally went from walking with a cane to being in a cage in just in the matter of a few years. But really, when it came down to it, it was only several months from the time that I started training there. My big mistake is I got impatient. I was already in my 30s. I just wanted to do it. It was my goal. I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to go promote myself and I'm going to go out and get in a cage. Didn't have a coach, didn't anything. Like, I realized, oh, hey, I got a couple black belts. Well, self-defense and karate and street and being a trained fighter are two completely different things. The level that even the amateurs are competing at is so much beyond your average person with a black belt. So if you just took all the very best black belts and all the people and then put them through there, like, it's a refining process. That's really what it is. Like, a professional MMA fighter, you have no idea the athleticism that these people compete at, even amateurs. Even me with a hurt back, I was so much more than your average person, but I just wasn't strong enough. Like, I didn't realize that I was still that weak after my back injury. I should have waited another couple of years. My last fight, you know, when I was doing it there, was just a bad place mentally. I was going through a lawsuit at the same time and stuff. And I remember just sitting there before my fight started and stuff, and just the mental game of it, of just being like, I don't want to do this fight. I got too much in my mind and stuff like that. And it really just, it became liberating, because I went into that fight not caring if I won and lost and stuff like that. And really, when it came down to it, like, it was kind of a thing where my foot got stuck in between the cage and the mat, which sucks. And the guy was able to get a hold on me. I know I could have gone back and I could have rode in and had it reversed and say, hey, you know, my foot. Even a couple other people comment like, hey, I saw your foot get stuck in the thing. It's like one of the things that could happen where you actually, it's not fair and stuff like that. But it's the pointless and stuff like that. That whole MMA experience, that was a stepping stone. It was from me being like, the doctors, everybody's telling me, your back's effed up, you're not going to walk properly again, you're just going to need back surgery after back surgery. I did not accept that. I said, no, I'm too young, I'm too strong. I went out and I did my own physical therapy. For months, I had prescriptions there. Oh, go to your physical therapy, do your physical therapy and stuff like that. It wasn't there. I'm getting a little off a tangent, but my point is that attitude of, you know, fearlessness, you'll fight anybody, anytime. That is such a useful skill just for as a man, and just in life. Just always be willing to get back up, even if you fall back down. Even if that was the thing, like I said, with the one fight, with my foot getting stuck and that guy getting me a joke. We're in there. I was thankful for the fight to be over then, because I just wanted to move on to the next thing. I knew I was done with fighting then. I knew that, you know, it was more than likely I was going to get my brains bashed in. I'm way too fucking smart of a guy to waste anything. It was a fun experience. I have that. It means a lot to other people when it's like, hey, win or lose, you got into the cage. A lot of people won't do that. Do I miss that? Do I like fighting? Yes. Yes, I really do. You know, getting punched in the face is amazing. It's one of the only times that you'll know you're alive. There are so many positives that can come from a situation most people won't put themselves into and stuff. A little while back and stuff like that, I was making a point of, you know, freedom of speech and stuff like that. I got myself arrested. Didn't have bail money, spent 5 days in there. I knew I was going to get, I was pushing the situation to the point where I wanted to get arrested and go to jail. It was my own stupid shit. I didn't there. Jail was a very, very educational thing. I actually learned a lot about myself in that time and stuff like that. And just like being a person, I really have a problem with conformity. I really have a problem with people telling me what to do and stuff like that. It was hard, like very hard to not have my freedom. But on the upside of that is when I actually finally got out after 5 days and stuff like that in the middle of the night. They try to dump you off in the middle of the night. Oh, it's so cold. It's the middle of the night, middle of winter. You don't have your jacket. You only have a t-shirt, you know, like, fuck you. You don't have any cabin money. It really didn't even matter and stuff like that, because the feeling of walking out and just being free and being able to do whatever you want is the greatest feeling. Like, I can't even explain to you how good it feels. And like, you know, I got arrested one time before for like not paying a ticket and had to get bailed out. And I was in for like 6 years. I'm like talking about, you're there, you don't know when you're going to get out, even though it was a short amount of time, because like the time of the length of it really doesn't matter, because you talk to anybody who's been to jail or prison or anything, you pretty much only do 2 days. The first day you go in and the last day before you get out. Both 2 incredibly long days, by the way, and stuff like that. But there again, we're talking about that sense of freedom, you know, like with dealing with your fear and being able to be free from your fear. And that's that whole thing. If you go into that attitude of you're not scared, you know, like a lot of people, that's the thing about it, is like they're scared of going to jail. Yeah, sure. In jail, you know, like I carried that same attitude of, you know, I'll fight anybody. And it's like, I'm going in there and I'm seeing other guys getting fucked with. And I see guys bigger with me. I pretty much, you know, run by myself, you know. I would guess you would call me an other, because I get along with everybody. They try to pull the whole, you got to stick to your own race group. And I go from one group, I go from the black people to the white people to the Mexican people. I get along with everybody and I can pretty much chill with everybody. So it's like, I kind of stood out from that. But at the same time, I never had a problem when I was in jail. Not only because I got along with everyone, deep down, I'm a pretty nice nice guy, but it's like I carry that attitude. Like everybody's always talking about this neighborhood is such a bad neighborhood and stuff like that. Don't go down there. It's like I will go down to any neighborhood, doesn't matter if it's a predominantly Mexican neighborhood or black neighborhood or what. I get along with everybody, and it's a lot of it has to do with how I carry myself, because there again, it's that confidence of I like who I am. I like meeting new people, but also coupled up with that, I will fucking fight anyone at any fucking time. I don't care. It does not matter how big they are or whatever. When you get to that and you take that attitude towards life of like, I will do anything. It doesn't matter how much I get kicked down. It doesn't matter how many times I have to get back up and stuff like that. I have a goal, and my goal is that. And that's the transition between sport fighting and some of the self-defense fights that I've been in. It's like I do better in a street fight because it's so much more real. You're fighting for your safety. There's no rules. Conforming to rules is very hard for me and stuff like that. But that's the thing about in life. You don't really have to conform to the rules. You're your own person. Do what you want. Like, I meet so many people. I have this dream if I wanted to do this. Why haven't you done it? Oh, well, I'll get to it one day. You're not going to get to it one day if you have that attitude. Just start. It can start with the most simplest thing. You could start out by just grabbing a piece of paper and then writing down your dreams and goals. Prioritize them. What are there? And then going into the whole situation of, I can do anything. I will fight anybody, anytime. And just take off. Because it's not that scary. And you'll actually find fear of the unknown has a lot of joy in it. And I'm going to leave on that note.